What if the traffic light, your water valve, and a tiny sensor were conspiring to make your city smarter or less safe? You've waited at an empty red light and wondered why. Smart cities fix that by giving streets senses, nerves, and reflexes. Tiny sensors watch traffic, air, and pipes. Networks carry their signals. Edge computers make split-second calls. Cloud platforms learn bigger patterns. Together, they cut commute times and stop leaks before puddles form. But more connections mean more entry points for attackers. Let's map how this nervous system actually works. First, sensors are the city's senses. Cameras count cars. Air monitors sniff pollution. Flow meters feel water pressure. Each device reports measurements many times per minute. Those readings travel over 5G, fiber, or low-power radio. Some devices send raw data to the cloud. Others process locally at the edge to act immediately. That sense-think-act loop is the secret sauce of useful automation. Next, we'll follow that data down its pipeline. Connectivity moves data like blood through a city. 5G delivers high bandwidth and low latency for cameras and vehicles. LoRaWAN and NB-IoT reach distant sensors with tiny power use. Fiber provides backbone reliability for heavy loads. Each network has trade-offs: speed, cost, and range. Choosing the wrong link can add delay or blind spots. Architects mix and match connectivity to balance cost and performance. Up next, why edge computing matters for split-second decisions. Cloud platforms stitch citywide data into a single picture. They store historical records, run heavy analytics, and train machine learning models. Dashboards show operators where a bottleneck forms or where water pressure dropped. Digital twins model the city virtually, letting planners simulate changes without real-world risk. The cloud helps predict maintenance and schedule crews efficiently. But clouds centralize control and concentrate risk. Next, we'll translate those capabilities into everyday city wins. Smart transportation is one of the clearest wins. Adaptive traffic signals coordinate to smooth flow across corridors. Transit priority lets buses request green lights to stay on schedule. Sensor-driven parking points drivers to open spots, cutting circling and emissions. V2X enables vehicles and infrastructure to share safety data at intersections. Cities see real reductions in commute time and accidents when systems scale properly. But coordination adds complexity and new attack surfaces. We'll look at utilities next. Utility systems are getting a digital nervous system. Smart meters give new real-time energy usage. Sensors detect transformer faults and auto-isolate outages. In water networks, pressure sensors find leaks early and smart valves reroute flow to protect neighborhoods. Waste collection uses fill sensors to optimize routes. These systems save money and improve resilience. But when an attacker targets infrastructure, outages become public safety events. Next, let's examine safety and public services powered by IoT. Streetlights dim when no one's around and brighten for pedestrians. Environmental sensors map heat islands and pollution to guide health policies. Mass notification systems send emergency alerts to devices and digital signage. Those technologies can save lives during storms or fires. Yet when these public safety systems are networked, they must be hardened. A hijacked siren or fake alert can cause chaos. We'll now dive into the cybersecurity risks that often hide in plain sight. Connecting thousands of devices expands the attack surface dramatically. Many IoT devices ship with weak default credentials or lacking patch mechanisms. Operational technology like traffic controllers and SCADA systems often run for decades without updates. When IT and OT networks converge, an email phishing attack can lead to physical disruptions. Supply chain components introduce vulnerabilities before deployment. These are not theoretical risks. They are systemic problems requiring practical fixes. Next, real incidents show how this plays out. History gives blunt lessons. In Dallas, public sirens blared citywide after attackers abused weak radio controls. Atlanta suffered a costly ransomware shutdown that stalled city services. In Oldsmar, Florida, an intruder nearly altered water chemistry remotely. In Ukraine, coordinated cyber attacks cut power to hundreds of thousands. These incidents reveal how cyber attacks on city systems create physical harm and public panic. That's why prevention matters. Next, we'll run a practical roadmap for secure smart city deployments. Embrace zero trust and network segmentation. Treat every device as untrusted until proven safe. Keep OT systems distinct from general IT networks. Use microsegmentation to contain breaches and enforce least privilege. Require multi-factor authentication and privileged access management for administrators and vendors. These controls drastically reduce the blast radius of an intrusion, but technical controls need operational support. Next, we'll cover asset inventory, patching, and monitoring. Get the basics right. Keep a real-time inventory of every device, firmware, and owner. Establish a tailored patching program with maintenance windows and rollback plans. Monitor continuously with a security operations center that understands OT protocols. Correlate logs across IT and OT to spot suspicious changes quickly. Good monitoring detects small anomalies before they turn into big incidents. Coming up, building resilience and response plans that actually work under pressure. Plan for failure, like firefighters prepare drills. Implement fail-safe modes and manual overrides for every critical system. Maintain offline. Immutable backups and rehearse restorations regularly. Run tabletop exercises with city leadership, utilities, and first responders. Create clear incident response playbooks and public communication plans. The goal is to restore services quickly and maintain public trust. Next, we'll explore procurement language that enforces long-term vendor responsibility. Make security a procurement requirement. Put SBOMs, patch timelines, and vulnerability disclosure policies in RFPs. Demand independent security testing and lifecycle support that matches 10 to 20-year infrastructure lifespans. Assess vendor cloud dependencies and data residency. Contracts create incentives. Strong procurement language forces vendors to care about security long after the sale. Next, privacy, public trust, and the ethics of city data. Protect privacy and build trust. Collect only the data you truly need, and anonymize mobility and utility data wherever possible. Publish clear retention policies and privacy impact assessments. Create community oversight for surveillance-adjacent projects. Transparency reduces fear and resistance and increases adoption. If citizens don't trust systems, they'll opt out or work around them. Next, we'll talk about training people, not just devices. Train operators, field technicians, procurement teams, and executives. Teach phishing resistance, privileged access best practices, and anomaly recognition. Encourage a culture of reporting odd behavior with a simple see something, say something process. Technology alone won't stop attacks. People close the loop. Practical exercises and role-specific training reduce human error and speed recovery. Next, standards, peer networks, and shared intelligence that make city security communal. Smartness is political and social, not just technical. Avoid vendor lock-in by favoring open standards and interoperable platforms. Address the digital divide so services are equitable and resilient. Be transparent about algorithmic decision-making and provide recourse where automation affects people. Trust determines whether a system will be used and accepted. Smart cities that succeed will be those designed for fairness as much as efficiency. Next, practical actions residents can take today. Residents can help. Use strong, unique passwords and enable multi-factor authentication for city portals and utility accounts. Check app permissions before connecting to municipal services. Report suspicious emails or texts that claim to come from the city. Attend public meetings about surveillance and data use. Support budgets that fund cybersecurity and infrastructure upgrades. Small actions from many people make a measurable difference. Coming up, common myths about smart cities busted. Myth busting time. Myth: smart cities equal all-seeing surveillance. Reality: many deployments focus on operations, not spying, and policy controls data use. Myth: cybersecurity is unaffordable. Reality: segmentation and MFA are cost-effective compared to recovery costs. Myth: IoT is plug-and-play. Reality: integration and maintenance drive true cost. Myth: small towns aren't targeted. Reality: attackers scan for weak devices everywhere. Understanding myths helps craft pragmatic plans. Next, future trends to watch. Watch these trends. edge AI for faster, private decisions, digital twins for safe planning, expanded V2X for coordinated corridors, federated learning to keep raw data local, and early planning for post-quantum cryptography. Open, interoperable platforms reduce vendor lock-in and accelerate innovation. These advances can deliver big benefits if security and governance keep pace. The final question is not whether cities go smart, but whether they go smart safely. Let's wrap up with the bottom line. The benefits are real: fewer jams, cleaner air, faster emergency response, and lower costs. The risks are real too: disrupted services, privacy erosion, and public distrust. The cities that succeed will prioritize secure design, transparent governance, and community engagement. Start with frameworks like NIST CSF and sector standards. Invest in people and practice incident drills. Smart city projects are long journeys. Done right, they deliver resilience and trust instead of headlines about failure. Quick mid-video recap. Sensors sense, networks carry, edge acts fast, cloud plans ahead. Risks emerge from weak devices, legacy systems, and poor procurement. The roadmap is straightforward. Design securely, segment networks, inventory assets, patch, rehearse incidents, and enforce privacy. Collaboration and standards scale good practice across cities. If you're a leader, start the roadmap today. If you're a resident, ask questions and support funding. Ready for one closing thought? If you want practical templates, start by asking vendors for SBOMs and patch timelines. Demand independent security testing in proposals. Insist on lifecycle support that matches infrastructure longevity. Join regional information sharing groups and participate in peer city exercises. Even small towns can adopt basic segmentation and MFA. These steps turn vague promises into measurable safety. If you care about safer streets and resilient services, begin with procurement and public oversight. Want a simple checklist to get started? Before we go, a quick challenge. Bring one smart city question to your next local meeting. Ask how devices are inventoried, who owns data, and what fail-safe modes exist. Public pressure changes procurement and strengthens oversight. As leaders hear consistent demands for security and privacy, they budget it. Community engagement is the single most powerful lever for safer deployments. Ask the question, join the conversation, and watch your city build trust with each decision. We covered how sensors, networks, edge, cloud, and AI power cities. We also walked through risks, real incidents, and a clear security roadmap. The takeaway: pursue innovation, but require security, transparency, and fail-safe. And resilience from day one. Smart cities that prioritize those values will reduce outages, save money, and earn public trust. If this sparked an idea or concern, share it below. There's a lot more detail to explore if you want templates and standards links. If this helped you understand smart cities, like the video, subscribe for practical cybersecurity guides, and tell us one question your city should ask in the comments.